Hey guys, Carl from Purple Moose Plays. Today I'm taking a look at the Lone Gun solo campaign expansion for Fliptown from designer Stephen Aramini and publisher Right Stuff Games. If you haven't seen my previous video, I did a preview for Fliptown before it was released when it was on crowdfunding. I also did quite a bit of playtesting for this game as it was in development. But I really enjoyed the base game, and I had heard rumblings during the first campaign that there was a solo campaign coming for this game, so I was very excited. If you haven't seen my video for this from the first one, definitely go ahead and check it out at the link above. But I do have to put a disclaimer here. First off, I was given a review copy of this expansion for the video, but also to be completely clear to everyone, as I said, I also did quite a bit of playtesting for this original game. I've also done some playtesting for its upcoming sort of spiritual successor. Also, complete openness, Stephen Aramini, the designer of this game, does make a small donation to my channel every month, basically to me, not to the channel, because of the playtesting work and so on that I've been doing for him and his appreciation for all that I do. So I just want to put that out there. This is not a paid advertisement for the game. I will still do my best, as I always do, to give you my own honest opinion on the game. That said, you have my opinion on the original game before I was receiving anything from Stephen Aramini, before anything else. So you already know I was excited about the base box. So going into this, there's already a little bit of bias, both from the fact that I'm connected to the designer, but also that I enjoyed the base game as much as I did. But as always, I will show you a full playthrough of the first chapter of this game, so you will get an idea of how the game plays on your own to develop your own opinion on the game. And as always, like I said, at the end, I will do my best to give you my honest opinion on what I see in there. With all that said, let's head down to the table to see how this expansion plays and what it does to change up the core game, and then I'll meet you back up here to let you know what I think. All right, so here is the sort of board set up for the standard play of Fliptown. I'm not going to go into the base rules of the game because I did do a preview video for this before the game hit crowdfunding, and it hasn't really changed since then. So if you need to refresh the main rules, head back to my old video and check that out. But otherwise, we are going to be playing with the Lone Gun solo campaign for the game. I'm going to be showing you the first scenario of that campaign. So to begin with, what we need to do is take out the character card for the campaign, which is this one here, the Stranger, which we're going to see in just a second, gives us starting resources of $4 and 2 gold, and gives me this special ability that says once per game I can take a bonus action of my choice. So I'll explain more about how that works in just a second as we get further into setup, but for right now I'm going to set that here off to the side, and I may have to sort of rearrange things to fit everything on screen in just a second, but let's see what comes next. I should also point out from this deck I have already removed the 2 jokers. For the campaign, we don't use any of the characters or any of the cowbots or anything else special from the original game or any other expansion stuff. So now that I've done that, the next step is to read the story of Chapter 1, which says, Chapter 1, a stranger comes to town. With a hitch in your step and a glint of hope in your eye, you embark on the trail, a seemingly endless stretch of cacti, canyons, and tumbleweeds. Trudging along, you gaze upon the orange skyline as it shimmers in the distance, wondering if you have the strength to move ahead in the harsh desert heat. Tiny buildings barely come into view, mere specks of rust-colored dirt on the horizon. It ain't much, but you got a hankering to call it home. That is, if the local townsfolk welcome a newcomer into their herd. In any case, it's a fresh start, a chance to redefine yourself. Whether you'll keep on the straight and narrow this time or stray back to your old renegade ways, only time will tell. A cruel wind kicks up as you push ahead on the dusty path. What little gold you have won't take you far out here. You'll surely need to make some stops along the way to resupply if you want to reach your destination. The sun sinks lower in the painted sky and you hear the howls and yips of a coyote pack, pressing you forward with more urgency. While this may only be the beginning of your journey, if you don't move fast around these parts, it could well be your end. Now it says find the Chapter 1 setup card to start playing. So at the start of every chapter, we're going to be taking one of these chapter setup cards. They are 2-sided. The first side here we're going to look at is the Law of the Land side. This is going to give me any kind of special rules for the given scenario, and then this one will tell me what the goal is for that scenario, what I need to do in order to win that scenario. So here it says the law of the land on the trail. Each time you skip a site, you must pay 2 gold. If you don't have enough gold in your inventory, you may not skip a site. Aim of the game, I have to reach the last stop on the trail, which is the king site here at the end of the trail. So I'll go ahead and set that here, except before doing that, I need to flip it over to the other side. And we see here chapter 1 setup. Before you begin, gain your starting resources, and that comes from my character card, which I showed you a minute ago. And then I'm going to choose my first item, either the lasso or the poncho. So let me show you what that means. I'm going to leave this here in the law of the land sort of configuration. I may have to slide just a tad to fit the other cards that are coming now. So I've got first a choice of either the poncho or the lasso. And this is a double-sided card. So here you see is my lasso. It says once per game on the trail, gain the items listed on a trail site that you skip. And the other side here is the poncho, which says once per game on the trail, ignore all wanted at the trail stop of your choice and gain 2 additional stars. Now in my previous playthrough of this scenario or of this campaign, I chose the poncho. So just to mix things up this time, I will be taking the lasso. So again, once per game on the trail, I can gain the items listed on a trail site I skip. And remembering that according to the law of the land in this game, in order for me to skip anything, I need to pay 2 gold per site that I skip. The only other thing that I do need, and I don't really need it right now, but I will, is this scorecard. I'm just going to put this out so that I have it in front of me so I remember it. But it says here chapter score in the normal mode, which is what we will be playing. I'm playing chapter 1. So in order to complete the game, I have to hit that last spot on the trail. But then once I do, I'm going to score a number of sort of campaign points, these stars here, based on how well I do in the game. So if I get 0 to 48 points in game, I will get 0 stars. 50 to 84 points in game, this first game, I will get 1 star, and if I can get over 65 points, I would score 2 stars. And we'll see how that works as I get into gameplay, like that. Otherwise, everything works sort of the same way that the regular game does work. Again, I have to take my starting resources of $4 and 2 gold, which is important because I'm going to need that gold if I want to skip anything on that trail. I'm focused heavy on that trail. I want to get a lot of stuff done. Now, for this gameplay, I will be playing with the Texas Hold'em variant, which I did help develop, only because I still enjoy how that sort of adds a little bit more agency to my selection of my poker cards during the game. But it's worth mentioning those scores that I just showed you. It says here at the bottom of the card, don't forget to subtract 5 points from your final score if playing with the Texas Hold'em variant. So at the end of the game, whatever my score is, I will be subtracting 5 points from that score before figuring out how many stars I get. All right, then to start the game, I need to draw 1 hidden card here, which is the sheriff card. And then I am going to draw 2 cards since I am playing with the Texas Hold'em variant. I got an ace of hearts and a 2 of spades, which I'll set off to the side right there. Let me slide over just a tad so they fit better on the screen. Not that it really matters too much, like that. And with that, we are ready to play. So drawing 3 cards, 10 of hearts, jack of clubs, 5 of clubs. Remembering I do need to focus on the trail. I do want to focus over here. I've got an ace and a 2, a heart and club. I do have hearts and clubs. This 2 could potentially become a straight with the 2. Sorry, this 5 could become a straight with the 2. Right now, I don't care what number I'm taking if I'm focused on the trails. And I don't really want to skip anything on the trail. Although if I go club, I can take a 5 or a 10. 5 gets me a heart anyway and gets me gold or a pickaxe or a bandana. The jack would get me a sheriff peak, which I don't really care about right now because I don't have any wanted. So actually, that 5, yeah, whatever, let's do that. My suited card is the jack. Let me slide that over just a little. My suited card is the jack. My value card is the 5, and my poker card is a 10 of hearts. At least that this is
suited, so I could end up with a flush. So we're going to do a 10 of hearts there. Means the 5 here of clubs, because club 5 gets me. Yeah, it's early and I need lots of gold. Let's get a gold pan, which means I need to spend $3, and I also get 1 point for doing that. And then I do get a heart. Now, I don't really want to jump ahead because I don't want to spend any gold yet, so I will just take those 2 points at the start of the trail like that. Now, just quickly counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and we get 15 actions. So without skipping, I could get everything plus 2 additional actions, but that means I'm focused only on here. But there are some other ways, like here or elsewhere, that I can sort of trigger that. And also this card gets me items that I skip on the trail. So I would like to skip at least once. So we'll see what happens, but that's the first hand done. Next, drawing 3 more cards, a 4 of spades, an 8 of spades, and an 8 of clubs. None of that works well for me, except that potentially the 4 gets me a straight. Spades and clubs. Spades I don't really want because I don't want to drive up wanted. I don't really want to drive anything up there. 8 of clubs. Well, let's see. Clubs, 4 and 8. 4 gets me a cemetery and potentially gets me a workhorse, but I don't have any money left. 8, again, I need money to fill in stars. Doesn't help right now. I could get a 9 just to get that heart, but I don't really need the pistol, and again, I don't have any money. It may just be worth it for me to spend 2 gold to take a heart action. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't love it, but we'll put the 4 there. I don't care right there because I'm gonna use 2 gold to change the suit of that to heart. 8 doesn't matter, I'm not skipping. I will take that gold or hammer. And I don't know if it's the right choice, but I'm gonna take another gold. Yes. Means I got a 4 of spades there. And we move on to turn 3. 3 more cards. Queen of spades, 9 of clubs, and a king of hearts. So we could do our hearts again. I don't love spades this time. Clubs could be queen or king, which is spending things for points. I don't have stuff to spend yet. So, yeah, our hand of stuff is gummed up with nothing. I can't get a flush anymore because I've got, unless all 3 were hearts. This is horrible. Yeah, my poker hand's just going to have to suffer. I'm taking the heart. 9 or queen, I don't really care. 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Yeah, I'll take the queen there. Because queen, if I have a king and a jack as my last 2, I could get a straight still. All right, so we'll do that. So queen of spades goes there. Means heart 9, I can go anywhere I want to. I don't have gold to skip things, so I'm going here to take the cemetery action and 1 point. Cemetery action, I'm going to go up. This gold would be nice to have, but I still need some income, and I'm aiming for this heart over here. Yeah, okay. Next, 10 of diamonds, 9 of clubs, sorry, yeah, or 2 of clubs. I might as well take that 2 to get a pair at least. And I'll take the 10 of diamonds with the 9 to come over here to the mine, which does get me another gold pan. Whoops, I don't know why I'm circling that. I'm circling the whole thing, gets me a 3rd gold pan and a gold. Nice to have. It's also eventually working its way down to get to this circled trail spot at the bottom, which means that I could then end up, what? Scoring lots of points if I get lots of trail, which is sort of what I'm aiming at. So that's good. And then we've got a 2 of spades over here. So let's hope that we get one more matching something so I can at least get 2 pair, or another 2 to get a 3 of a kind. We turn over 3, 9 of hearts, 7 of diamonds, and a 7 of spades. Well, 9s and 7s don't help, so all I get is a single pair, so let's do our best here. If I took the 7 diamonds, I can either do this top one or that middle one. Ooh, that middle one's good, because that gets me a heart anyway. Yeah, all right, so it doesn't really matter because poker's dead now. Anyway, 9 of hearts, 7 diamonds, 7 spade. Means I'm going down a level to this one to get 1 gold and 1 more heart. Hold on, I forgot the wanted for the cemetery. I reminded myself because I am going to go here, getting 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and 1 wanted as well, like that. Yes, good. Then that is the end of the round going through. We're going to check our poker. All I got is a pair of 2s, which gets me $2 and a point. 1, 2, and 1 point. Then I have 3 gold pans and 1 hammer. So I get 3 gold and 2 money, like that. Then I'm going to check the sheriff, which is a queen. No big deal. That's the end of the first round. So shuffling all the cards and resetting for next round. Okay, round 2. Secret sheriff card. Poker hand, 8 of clubs and 4 of spades. Not a great starting 2 cards. We start our first turn this round. Jack of clubs, 10 of hearts, 5 of clubs. I like this 5 because it's suited, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 could be that, I think. 10 and jack. A 10 here lets me hunt and get a point. I could use a gold to take a 9 there, getting myself a pistol just because, and also getting a heart. Yeah, why not? All right, we'll do that, that, that. So I got a 5 of clubs there. Then I'm coming to the 9 here, using 1 gold to change that 10 to a 9. And I will spend 3 to take that pistol, which means I circle the pistol over here. And then I get a heart. And I'm not skipping anything because I don't want to spend gold yet. That's 12 bucks. 1, 2, and 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. Okay, that's not a bad turn. Those go away. 3 more cards. 8 of diamonds, king of spades, sorry, king of clubs, 6 of spades. I'd love that diamonds, but there's an 8 there. But that's a 6. 4, 5, 6. If I got a 7, that's a straight. All right, that's okay. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I'm going to do that. 8 of diamonds, king of clubs means the only thing I can do is here unless I want to spend to change something. No, I can't spend that much. All right, so I'm going to take this one here, which gets me a gold and a club of my choice. Not too worried about wanted yet. Ignoring wanted in the cemetery is not a bad idea. And it gets me a diamond. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to take this one. Ignore the wanted in the cemetery like that, then taking a diamond again. And I think I'm going down. So here gets me 1 wanted, 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and 2 gold. 1, 2, like that. Cool. Because then I'm 1 away from scoring per mines and per trail, which is sort of what I'm focused on. And if I come this way, I can get buildings, which I'm also kind of focused on. This is a 6 spades, like that. All right, turn 3. 2 of hearts, 6 of hearts, 6 of diamonds. Yeah. A 6 is worth taking because at least it's a pair of 6s. I might as well do that. Doesn't matter. Heart 6 and 6 of diamonds means I could do a 6 on the trail, which is this spade right here, which gets me this. Now I do have a gun which gets me +2 whatever I flip over, so 3 is safe. I might as well go 4. Very safe. Okay, so I get 1 wanted. I get 2 points. 1, 2, and $3. 1, 2, 3 like that. Good. Next, Queen of clubs, 4 of clubs, 8. No, ace of clubs. Well, I'm taking that 4 to make sure that I get 2 pair. And then I'll cross my fingers for a full house if we get lucky. So I got an ace and queen. I've already done the ace, but I could do a 2. The queen lets me spend money for points. I got a lot of money, so I could do that. Or I can change the suit to do something else. Or I can head into the cemetery, which is also not a bad idea. Spend 2 gold to get rid of some wanted is not a bad idea either. Yeah, you know what? Let's go to the saloon. Why not? Why not? So we're going to go there. Spending up to 8 stars worth, so up to 16. Well, let's go 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this whole row is 10, gets me 7 points. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the 1 point there, like that. We are done that round. Now, let's hope for a 4 or a 6 in the last set of cards. Yay. 6 of clubs, 2 of diamonds, and a 5 of diamonds. Well, we're going to put the 6 here because now I get a full house with 4s and 6s. 2 and 5 of diamonds means nothing. The best I can do is that corner. Or I can change to something. If I change to a 6, I can go here instead. But that bumps my wanted before the end. If I spend 2 gold, I could go here instead, but that bumps my wanted as well. I can't do this unless I spend a bunch of stuff. If I spend 3 gold, I could go here, get a cemetery, and get a horse. I don't have enough money for a horse. Although I could, if I went here, get $4 and then get a horse. Because I am going to need a horse to hit some of those bigger things. Yeah, I got to do that. It's not what I was planning, but let's do that. So I'm spending 2 to change this 2 into a heart. I'm spending 1 to change this 5 into a 4, which gets me that 4 heart. I'm going to the cemetery to get this one, which gets me $4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm spending 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the horse on the trail like that. Now I've got 7 stops to hit with only 5 cards left. That's not the end of the world though, because I do get 1 extra action here. That's 6 to go to 7. I wouldn't mind skipping something anyway to get this. So we're not in any kind of danger. End of the second round. 4, 4, 6, 6, 6 gives me a full house. Gets me $7 and 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. Then I get 3 gold. 1, 2, 3, and 2 money from that. Flipping this over, we are safe again. Yay. Resetting for round 3, our last round of the game. All right, so final round again. Secret Sheriff, drawing 2 cards to start, a Jack of Hearts and a King of Hearts. Oh, we've got suited face cards. Could be really, really nice, but let's see what happens. Problem is they're both hearts, and they're also both high numbers, which isn't great for what else I need to get done, but let's see. Queen of Hearts, Queen of Spades, Jack of Clubs. Well, I can't pass up this opportunity. Wow. There's a queen of hearts. I don't think I've ever gotten a royal flush in this game, and we might just do it. But now that I've said that, it won't happen. All right, I got a queen of spades and a jack of clubs. Queen here is no good, although a jack of diamonds could be good. Sorry, a jack here could be good because we could get diamonds to get points per trail stops. It also means I get to peek. Yeah, we have to do that. All right. So I got a club, I got a queen, but I'm going to spend 1 gold to take this jack, which means first I get to peek at the sheriff, which is a 10. So I don't mind that at all. I'm going to take a point, cross out a diamond. No, I said I didn't mind that at all, but I lied. I'm not taking that point because now I see what's ahead of us. There's lots of wanted ahead of us. I'm going to cross out 2 of my wanted. Why did I cross that one? Whatever. 1, 2. I should have started from the left side, but anyway, that's fine. Got 2 wanted left. And now I'm taking a diamond. I am going this one here, which does get me 2 more wanted. And yeah, let me fix that because it's going to bother me. Those 2 are crossed off. So I've got 4 wanted again, but I'm also scoring per trail stop, which is going to be big at the end of the game, assuming I get what I need to get done. Done? Turning over my next 3 cards. Ace of hearts. Wow. Okay. Then that goes there for sure. Ace of hearts. Jack, queen, king, ace. We only need a 10 of hearts. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but let's find out. All right, we've got a 9 of clubs and a 4 of diamonds. I could do diamond 9 to get the circle mine things, but that doesn't help at all with the trail. Yeah, I really need to get the trail going. With a 9, I can skip 2 stops on the trail and get either of those things from skipping. 8 gold potentially gets me 4 points. That gets me 4 points plus a wanted. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to change that 4. Yeah, but then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would mean I'd have to change that for 2. Then skipping to the 9 would cost me another 4 gold, but it's kind of worth it. Yeah, let me do it. So that changes this to a heart 9. Then 1, 2, 1, 2. I have to skip those 2 to get this club. And I'm going to use my lasso to get the 8 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gold. Now, there is an inventory card in the game. This now goes behind that inventory card to show that it's been used. This inventory card is also how we'll save things, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So those are crossed out. I still need to get 4 more stops to get to the end or skip a bunch of stuff. And I do have a lot of gold now, so that works not so bad. 3 turns to get 4 spaces could happen. One of them's automatically happening. And realistically, 2, 4, 6, I could spend 6 gold and that to win the game. So I don't worry about winning the game. Drawing 3 more of those. 4 of clubs, ace of spades, and 6 of hearts. All right, well, I'm going to take the 6 of hearts because at least I get a flush. Yeah. So ace of spades or 4 of clubs. Club ace I've already done. 4 here I've already done, though I could spend a gold to get a 3. Or I can simply come over here and get something. Yeah, you know what? Let's just scrap it, do a cemetery turn, taking this one, which gets me 2 gold, which is kind of a waste. But if I can get this one here, then I get 2 points and another heart action, which is good. Okay, so that's that turn. Turning over 1, 2, 3. You just saw a royal flush on camera. That's the first time I've ever gotten a royal flush, and I promise you that actually legitimately happened. And I even specially shuffled this 3rd round to make sure that everything was really well shuffled. That is amazing. All right. I do want that heart, but yeah, no, I don't. All right. Then king of clubs and 4 of spades isn't great, but it's worth it. and I'm going to use them to scrap a turn to come here like I said I could, taking 2 stars and a heart. And with that heart, let me see, I got 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even if I get both of these, that's okay. So I'm coming here because I get 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and 2 wanted. I'm at 6, but remember, I know that this is a 10, so that's fine. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, last turn of the game, 6 of diamonds, 3 of clubs, and 8 of diamonds. The 8 goes here, which gets me another diamond. Or 8 plus 6 is 9, 10, Jack, Queen. Yeah, that's easy. I could do that to get this diamond instead of this. Yeah, but that 8 gets me more points. All right, so that's what we're doing anyway. 6 of diamonds goes there. I'm taking this 8. I'm spending $6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6 to fill in this top row here, which gets me 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Then I get an action up here, which this gets me 2 points. Yeah, no, I think my only option, that would be 2 points, potentially 4 points, 5, 6 points. But that also gets me 6 points. But that kills me with wanted. Yeah, no. I changed my mind. I'm going up here to get 4 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, which does get me 2 points at the end of the game. Then I get a spade action. And I get a +2. I haven't seen a lot of low cards though this time, so I'm a little bit worried. I'm going to semi-push my luck. I'm going for this 6. We're in trouble. No, I can't do that. I can't take the wanted, because I am taking 3 wanted there for sure. So I'm just going to do the 3. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is, as long as it's equal to or greater, it's not arrested. So it will be equal to. All right, so that's a 3, which is definitely going to happen. I get 1 wanted. I get 2 points, 1, 2. And I get, what does that say, $2? Yeah, $2. 1, 2. Good. Then before the end of the game, I am using my stranger card, so that gets slid under there, and I can take a bonus action of my choice. Skipping these 2 by crossing out 1, 2, 1, 2 gold to take this guy right here, which gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, and 1, 2, 3, which if I counted right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we're safe. Good, which means I have completed the aim of the game, reaching the last stop on the trail. I did get a royal flush, which is insanity. I get $10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I get 3 more gold. 1, 2, 3. 2 more money. 1, 2. Sheriff is safe. We go into final scoring. So looking at money first. I've got exactly 20 divided by 4 is 5 points there. Gold, I've got 10 plus 3 is 13 divided by 2 is 6.5, so 6 there. Silver stars, the only silver stars I get is per trail stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, no, that's not a stop, that's a horse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points for that. And then here I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 56 points. So 56 and 9 is 65, and 5 is 70, and 6. -5 because we are using the Texas Hold'em variant means I finished with a score of 71 points, which means I've just shown you in scenario 1 or chapter 1, 71 points is bigger than 65. I get 2 stars. So what does that mean? That means from this box, there are a handful of these star point cards. So I'm going to take 2 stars. And that'll get stuck in behind my inventory to keep for my savings. Also, you will notice on this scorecard that the 2-star row here is a dark color. And what that means is anytime I finish a game with 2 stars and successfully beat the game, I will flip this over and now I've got this dark bordered stranger, which means in the next game, I'm only starting with 2 coins and 1 gold. I will start with 3 wanted, and also I get no special ability for the next chapter. So that's it for the playthrough of chapter 1. Moving forward to the next game, of course, I would start with the stranger this way because I did get 2 stars. I would read the next card giving me the law of the land, giving me the aim of the next game, giving me a new item. Unless the upcoming chapters tell me otherwise, every item that I've unlocked through the campaign stays with me. So for the next game, I would get this lasso. I can't switch to the other side because I've chosen the lasso, but I will get this lasso plus whatever item I get in the second campaign or second chapter. So as you go through the campaign, your sort of inventory of items will be growing. Now, of course, they are 1 use per chapter, in which case they get slid in. Otherwise, as far as components go, I've shown you everything that I can show you. The only thing that I haven't shown you is this card here, extra stars. This card is used for if, for whatever reason, you get more than the stars that fit in this box. During a playthrough, you can use that to remind yourself you have an additional 10 stars. And on the other side of that card is a plus 20 should you ever get there. Now, I've never used either side of this card, but it's there if you need it. Also, I should point out the points that I got, the star points. There's a 1, there's 4 2s, a 5, and a 10, so you will sort of have to make change for yourself as you go through the campaign. But at the end of the campaign, you will add up all of those and you'll get sort of an ending story that connects to how well you did through all of the chapters as you play. So that's basically all there is to the campaign that I'm going to show you, because I'm not showing you any more story, any more of the other chapters, because part of what's fun about this game is the sort of reveals and the twists that the campaign brings to the game. As far as the box goes, it is just this small yellow tuck box. All of it fits inside there, and I've been very pleased that this tuck box itself, as is, will fit into the main game box. So everything does fit in the original box for the original game. That's basically it for the components. Meet me back up top and I'll let you know what I think about the entire campaign. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I just want to point out here one more time, as I did in the introduction, I do have some bias going into this because this was a review copy, but also because of my connection to the designer doing playtesting during development and so on. I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. The Texas Hold'em variant that I did use in the playthrough came from some of my ideas during the playtesting of the core box. But with that out of the way, let me tell you how I feel about this expansion. And the reason I say that there's bias here is because I am going to immediately come out and say, I love this expansion, not because I'm being paid to say so, but because I truly and honestly love this expansion. Now again, if you didn't see my thoughts on the original base game, definitely check out the video that I did link above. But in general, this is already one of my favorite, if not absolute favorite, flip and write, roll and write, blank and write style of games, for a variety of reasons. One, the core mechanisms on how you sort of are flipping over multiple things that you can sort of arrange in different orders, meaning you've got the poker card, the suit card, and the value card that you can arrange in different orders to get different things out of, and then can also manipulate using gold to change value and change suit. And that gives you a variety of different options to how you focus on the different sort of areas on your board. And then on top of that, how each of those areas sort of cascades and triggers bonus areas or bonus actions in other areas. And you get these really cool cascading combos in the game. And some complaints that I've had with other roll and writes or flip and writes or blank and write kind of games is that very often
your decision is kind of dictated by whatever you've rolled or whatever you've flipped and so on. But this game, more than many of the ones that I've played, really does always make me feel like I've got a lot of options and it really is my decision sort of which pathways I take in the game. So I already really enjoyed this game. It was designed as a solo roll and write, or sorry, solo flip and write to begin with. It did end up becoming a multiplayer game as well, but this game at its heart has always kind of been a solo game. So the ability to add in a campaign that takes what I already love and changes it up in some kind of way was already an intriguing one, an exciting one for me to sort of dive into. And I have to say this hits on every level for me. Thematically, the whole idea of this sort of Wild West poker-themed, card-based flip and write game was already a cool one. And now to add in an extra sort of layer of theme by throwing in chapters that have a sort of story that you're doing really does help pull you into this game even more than you already were in the original core box. And I have to say that the story here, yeah, it's a little bit cliched Western style kind of story, but honestly, I thought it was very well written. Each chapter has this little sort of blurb of story at the beginning and at the end of the campaign, depending on how many of those star points that you've gotten at the end of the game, or those sort of campaign points at the end of the game, legend points I think they call them, you get a different kind of ending. So it's cool because you are sort of going through this story. And actually, I'll talk more about, obviously, the mechanisms of this and how things change up, but each chapter has a sort of slightly different goal and a sort of slightly different way that the game plays, and it really does tie in thematically to what the story is. Now, it might just be that the story is saying something's going on in the graveyard, and now you're focused on the graveyard for that chapter, or something's going on with the outlaws in the Badlands, and then you sort of focused on that for the chapter. So it's not always like super detailed, in-depth theme mixed in with mechanisms kind of thing, but there is absolutely a thematic connection between the story of each chapter and sort of what you need to do and how the game changes up in each chapter. And I was really happy to see that because it really does add a whole lot more thematic flair to the game. And again, with the differing ending depending on how well you did throughout the campaign, it really sort of ties all that up, but it also pushes you to play again. If you finish the campaign and you didn't get the sort of major ending, the master ending, the best ending, why not try again and keep challenging and challenging until you get there? There's also a difficulty. You can flip over the points and play on hard mode instead of normal mode, and then you can challenge yourself again to get to that good ending. And I love the way that that works thematically. Mechanically, again, I really, really, really enjoyed this. And let me sort of explain what's going on here. In the core game, there are sort of four and a half or five areas on the board. The four main ones based on the four suits of playing cards, right? The spades, you're sort of fighting the outlaws in the Badlands. The diamonds, you're going down into the mines to get stuff. The clubs, you're going out into town to interact with different locations in town. And the heart, you're going out on the trail, acquiring things along the way as you sort of ride the trails. And each of those areas is a unique way that you interact with the game based on the cards that you're getting, right? The outlaws is sort of a push your luck. Can I flip a card that's high enough to take care of the outlaw that I'm trying to take care of? And then should I sort of work to get guns to increase the value of that card to make better sure that my sort of pushing my luck works out for me? The hearts is sort of, you know you've got limited time in the game, so sort of if you go every stop on the trail, you can get a lot of stuff, but some of the later things are better, so you kind of want to jump ahead sometimes, skipping things in order to get to some of the more juicy stuff that you really do need, which is neat. Plus you, again, need the value to get further and further, higher and higher values, so buying the horse helps you do that more easily. The clubs, the town is really cool because each building has a unique ability and action that may directly get you points, that may directly sort of change the way you interact with other locations. And also, each of those locations gives you a bonus action that lets you then do something else somewhere else. And the mines is cool because it gives you this sort of branching pathway that you're trying to get through, getting different things along the way, but then also at the bottom of the mine, giving you different ways you can score based on the other things you've done in the game. And then the fifth area, which is sort of an extra, an end kind of area, is the sort of Undertaker, the graveyard area where you're sort of digging for stuff, getting bad reputation for doing so, but it sort of gives you a just in case you can't do something else, there's always this option available to you kind of location. And each of those locations does something differently. But for me and maybe many of you, when I play a game that has these different variable things, I kind of allow the card to push me to do the things that the cards say that I can do the best, if that makes sense. Depending on what cards come out, those are the kinds of things I'm focused on because that's the kind of thing I'm given, access to easily. And I'm not really thinking about twisting things to get stuff done. I'm sort of following the flow of what the game gives me, which means that either I'm kind of not making the decisions that are fun or challenging or interesting, but also means that I sort of fall into patterns that I follow every time I play this game. And while the game is still fun, it starts to get a little bit stale because, again, I'm starting to play the game fairly similarly every time I play the game. This makes it so that can't happen anymore. Because every time I play the game, it twists things up. And I don't want to spoil too much here because a lot of what I enjoyed about this expansion is just how different and just how unique every game is, with how the rules get twisted, with some small new rules that get added on, but also with the different goals that you're trying to achieve at the end of every round or every chapter. But it's focusing, right? You saw in the playthrough that I did, I needed to focus on the trail. I had to get to the end of the trail. There's one chapter that focuses on the outlaws and the Badlands. There's one chapter that focuses on the town. There's one chapter that focuses on the mine. There's one chapter that focuses on the graveyard. And then there are chapters that sort of connect things in interesting ways. And every time you play a different chapter, it makes you think about the game in a different way because now I am focused. Now I'm required to focus on a specific area or a specific set of areas on the board, regardless of what the cards are doing, which adds another level of challenge because now I have to think about not just what can I do with the cards that I've got, but how can I best manipulate the cards that I've got to do the things that I need to get done. And now these bonus actions that you get are more important because now you sort of have to think about, well, I can't do this because I don't have the cards to do it. But if I do this thing over here, then I get a bonus action that lets me do that anyway. And it really does make you pay attention to those sort of cascading bonuses more than you do when you're just playing the regular game. And I love that. And also just the way that I'm forced to focus on different areas. Generally, I'm not a big fan of risk management and luck, kind of push your luck stuff in a game like this. So when I played the base game of this, I tend to stay away from the Outlaws and the Badlands. But when I hit the chapter that forced me to go there, well, now it's a different puzzle. Because now I have to think about how do I deal with that wanted? How do I deal with not getting caught by the sheriff at the end of every round? And it really does make me play the game and think about things in different ways than I have before because it's basically forcing me to go against my general play style in order to get the things done that I need to get done. So every time you play the game, to have it be uniquely different, to have it have a uniquely different end game goal, but then also the twists in the rules change things up. Maybe something I used to do, I can't do the way that I used to do it anymore. So now it's not just about focusing on a different goal. It's about completely changing the way I do things because it physically doesn't work the way I expect it to work based on the law of the land, based on the way that that game has twisted for that particular chapter. And then you saw in every chapter you're getting more and more items. And these more and more items, now sometimes they get pulled away from you later on in the story, otherwise you'd be sort of overwhelmed with all of the items. But you're getting new items every chapter. And generally these items that you get for each chapter are somehow thematically related to the rule changes and the goal of that chapter. So it sort of helps you get around whatever the new rule is that says this thing you used to do is now harder because of this. Then you can have an item that kind of helps you deal with that whatever this was. And that's pretty cool because it's saying here's a challenge, but here's a little help to get you through that challenge. But then on top of that, the next chapter you get to carry over those items. So now I have this item that was designed to help me with a previous challenge. That previous challenge is gone now, but having that item, having that ability allows me to think about new things in new ways, allows me to think about different pathways, different patterns, different connections that I haven't thought about before. So even with that challenge gone now, my sort of thinking patterns are slowly evolving and slowly changing as I play through this campaign because of those items that I carry over from place to place. And now if I've got these 2 or 3 or 4 items that connect together, this and then this and then this and then this can chain to allow me to do something differently than I normally would. Which means that every time I play through this game, depending on which of those items I take and what combination of each of those items I take as I'm playing, it's already going to change up the feeling of each chapter and the feeling of the overall campaign as I play through as well. So despite having already played through this campaign, and I didn't get the highest level ending, I think I got one down from the highest ending at the end of this campaign. But despite having played through it once, this is not something like, oh, I know the story already, blah, or oh, I've already solved all the challenges, blah. It's not that at all, because while the challenges may not change, again, each chapter is changing. So even if you've played it once before, you've only played each challenge once before. And on top of that, now I've got different items. Now I have potentially, if I got 2 stars instead of 1 star, I'm challenging that level with starting with wanted and less resources, which adds the challenge of that specific chapter. And where that happened may be different in each successive campaign that you've played because of the items you had, because of the card draws that you had. So it really does still feel fresh, even having played through it. I can't say enough good about this. And I promise you it's not just because of the bias I have knowing the designer, having play tested this game before it came out. I honestly and truly am impressed with the base game already, but now I'm incredibly impressed with how this solo experience or how the campaign experience elevates the core experience in this box. And I am very, very excited for this. I know that he's working on a spiritual successor to this game. I'm not going to say anything about it yet. I've only play tested a little bit back in the early days, and I'm hoping to get back into it soon because I was excited to see what is going on there. I will mention that it did add a bit of a map-based movement puzzle to it as well. I'm excited for everything that comes out of this game or of sort of spiritual successors to this game. Lots of thumbs up from me. As always, I hope that this video was helpful for you. I definitely say that if you like this base game and you do play solo, strong recommend on this one from me. Thanks again for watching. I do ask if you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon below, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks.